One calm day, in a small village, there lived a little cat named Mr. Mew. He loved exploring the village streets and playing in the narrow alleys, but his life was filled with fear. A huge dog named Rocco relentlessly chased him, barking and trying to bother him. Mr. Mew felt hopeless. Every escape attempt only brought Rocco closer. One day, hiding behind a large tree, Mr. Mew saw a small mouse, Philo, emerge from the tall grass. Unlike Mr. Mew, Philo wasn't afraid of Rocco. He had a plan. "Don't worry," Philo squeaked. "I'll help you." Mr. Mew was astonished. "But you're so small," he exclaimed. Philo smiled. "I may be small, but I'm clever." Philo quickly gathered tall grass, tying a small rope to a tree near Rocco's usual path. As Rocco approached, Philo pulled the rope, causing the grass to fall over Rocco's head. Startled, Rocco ran away. Mr. Mew was safe. He learned that day that even the smallest creature can be a great friend, and that sometimes cleverness is more powerful than size. Philo and Mr. Mew became the best of friends, often playing together in the village alleys, safe from Rocco's chases. Mr. Mew, no longer filled with fear, happily explored his village, his heart full of gratitude for his tiny, brave friend. Their friendship blossomed, a testament to their combined courage and quick thinking. They continued their adventures, always ready to face any challenge together. The villagers often saw them playing, a heartwarming sight in their quiet village. Mr. Mew's life transformed from one of constant fear to one filled with joy and companionship. Philo's cleverness became legendary, a story whispered among the village's inhabitants. Mr. Mew often looked back on that fateful day, grateful for the unexpected friendship that saved him and changed his life forever. The small mouse and the little cat continued their adventures, their bond stronger than ever. The once frightened cat now lived a life of playful adventure, a testament to the power of friendship and ingenuity. One day, a group of strangers arrived in Oakhaven, a small town nestled between the mountains. 5 men and 1 woman. They arrived on a stormy night, their faces hidden beneath dark cloaks. The townsfolk, wary and fearful, remained behind bolted doors and shuttered windows. Nobody knew their origin or intentions, but a strange unease settled upon anyone who caught their gaze. Initially, the strangers seemed innocuous. They integrated into the community, working in the fields, crafting goods, yet maintaining a cautious distance from the locals. But as days turned into weeks, subtle changes emerged. People started vanishing without a trace, swallowed by the night. Mark, considered Oakhaven's most astute resident, felt a prickling sense of dread. He began observing the strangers, noting their late-night excursions and early morning returns, their tireless activity, their lack of need for sustenance. One day, accompanied by his loyal hound, he followed them into the shadowed depths of the mountains. There, in a hidden cavern bathed in an eerie luminescence, he uncovered their true nature. They were not human, but malevolent beings, wielding dark magic, their power draining the life force from Oakhaven's residents. They weren't merely scaring people, they were consuming their essence, leaving behind empty shells. Mark raced back to Oakhaven, his heart pounding, his warnings echoing through the streets. Initially, the townsfolk, lulled into a false sense of security, dismissed his claims as the ramblings of a madman. They had grown accustomed to the stranger's presence, their fear dulled by routine. But Mark's persistence, coupled with the escalating disappearances, began to chip away at their complacency. He showed them the evidence he had gathered, strange symbols etched into the cavern walls, remnants of a dark ritual. The townsfolk, finally realizing the horrifying truth, rallied together. They prepared for a confrontation, armed with whatever they could find, pitchforks, axes, and the unwavering resolve to defend their home. The final battle was a desperate struggle, a clash of magic against courage. Many were injured, but the townsfolk fought valiantly, their unity a force that the dark creatures had not anticipated. With Mark leading the charge, they drove the magical beings back into the mountains, sealing the cavern entrance with boulders and prayers. Oakhaven was scarred, but not broken. The missing townsfolk were never recovered, but the community rebuilt, stronger and more united than ever before, their shared trauma forging an unbreakable bond. They continued to watch the mountains, ever vigilant, a silent testament to their victory, and a reminder of the darkness they had faced and overcome.